Welcome to Atmanramayana, where timeless wisdom meets modern insight. Join me, Svetanusha, and our resident expert Srini as we embark on a journey through the sacred narrative of the Ramayana. So, Srini, help me understand how can we find one's purpose?
Okay, so I'll try to answer it both the ways. One is the spiritual way, and another is the, say, for example, for the scientific or rational way. So the best, very simple answer could be the scientific way is what we said, na, death gives meaning to life. So if you imagine that you are dead and gone, how would you like to be remembered as? Or what for you would like to be remembered as by your loved ones? So it could be as simple as that, saying ki I would love to be remembered as a, say for example, a loving mother, or a great daughter, or a very, what we say, compassionate beloved. Then the whole question comes is, are you spending enough time with those three stakeholders and not blowing away all your time in your work and pursuing your hobbies? Because if you are doing work and pursuing your hobbies, then these three stakeholders are not going to be talking not so nice things on the 11th day of your function, right? They are going to go back and say, okay, she was a good lady, but I don't have any fond memories of it. So one of the ways of doing it is to go back and understand, and that's what in Doctor Strange, that conversations with the ancient one and Doctor Strange happens, where she says, death gives meaning to life. So that is the one way. The other way was very interesting when Devdutt was asked if he has to tweet Mahabharata, what would that tweet look like? There he says very interesting lines, which says ki Mahabharata or Bhagavatam is all about telling कि पशु जीता है अन्न के लिए, मनुष्य जीता है अर्थ के लिए. So animals' existence is for food, and human existence is for meaning.
Okay.
So what is the earth? Not the economic earth, but what is the
So
what is the purpose, or what is the meaning of my life?
Okay.
So it is interesting for us to figure out that. Now, do I figure out this on day one? No. So this is a long drawn journey, and for some of us are lucky. If you are, say, Shankaracharya or Swami Vivekananda, they figured it out by the age of 14, 15, 16, and probably by the age of 30, 32, they were hitting their peak.
Yes.
For some of us, will take its own sweet time. So I always keep telling that you look at somebody like Obama, by the age of 50, he retired being a president, and you have Joe Biden at the age of 80 running for the second term. So each one of us is in different orbits, and we'll figure it out what is the purpose at a different point of time. What is important is we putting our time and effort to figure it out. Today, one of the challenges is that our purpose gets defined by our parents when we were growing up, later on by our spouses and the peer pressure and like that. And that is the difficult part, to be able to disconnect with all and figure it out that there is a purpose for me because I'm a different soul and I'm not with them. So if you know, Valmiki's story is also very interesting. He was a dacoit. Right, and as a dacoit, when so the story goes saying that one day he was trying to loot Narad Muni, and Narad Muni very interestingly says, yeah, you can loot me, but can you go and figure out this question, who will share all the pap? And he very proudly says, I'm doing it for family, so obviously we'll all share. When he goes to his family and asks them, and each one of them refuses for a different reason and says, sorry, your job is to take care of our livelihoods. How you do it, you figure it out. We never told you to do this. And that is when the transformation happens. Today, many of us are like that Ratnakar dacoit. We are running after a purpose because somebody else defined for us. And we've not defined our own purpose. And that's why we are always getting into the shade of unhappiness. Because when I do something, I inherently may not like it, but I'm doing it because Shweta likes it or because somebody else likes it, and based on that I keep running after it. And whereas the reality is that my goal, is that my purpose? I don't know. So the journey will only start with reflection and introspection. And today we are not doing that. Why? Because we are very scared to be alone. So today the way the world is designed in this age of Instagrams and Facebooks and others, we always like to be staying connected and like to get that validations from time to time. And to be able to figure out what your purpose is, it is important for you to cut off from everybody and spend that time alone figuring it out what you are and what you want to be. What is interesting is we don't realize that when we came into this existence we were alone, and when we are going out also we are going to be alone. But this Maya that is there in between makes us believe that my existence is because of this ecosystem. Whereas in reality it is not. It is, you are always been alone. You came alone, you are going to go alone. So what is this fear of taking out some time to be alone and figure out what your purpose is by doing enough reflection and figuring it out to introspection. So the Sadhguru says very interestingly, says the only way out is in. Right? And that is what has been said in various forms by various gurus over the period of time. The more we talk to ourselves, the more we are in touch with ourselves, the more we will realize what gives you that joy, or what you believe is the reason why you were born in the way you are. So there is a reason why you came as Shweta and I came as Srini.
Yes.
It is not a coincidence. It is a perfectly laid out plan. The only thing is we need to spend enough time with ourselves and figure out that journey, and the answers are already there. It's just that we're not noticing them.
True.